Alright, so continuing from where we left off. So this will be the part 3 of this modeling demonstration. So right now I'm going to pull up my references again, and I'm going to focus on this spot over here, the bottom spot here. It seems that this part here is extended outwards, and if I go and look below here, and let's look at the reference again, and it seems that this part here is extending towards, should be viewing from here. Let me just go underneath here. Yeah, so viewing from this view, so it doesn't look too different from what we see over here. So I think this one looks good, but it seems that the white section here has to join seamlessly from this to the back component here. So which is this section over here, which is this is supposed to be the white portion over here. So let me go over to level 1, and it seems that I will have to insert a few more edge loops probably around here, just to make sure that it conforms to this shape. So which is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to insert one edge loop, middle mouse click here. Right now you can see here my symmetry is on, so my symmetry is turned on. And with the extra edge loop, normally, right, you will have to continue to tweak and move the vertices to match the general shape. And right here as well, here there's a hard corner here, so definitely I'll have to insert or add a bevel to this edge loop over here. Let's try that. I'm going to bevel this part here and see how it goes, and we're going to end up creating a multi-sided polygon here, which will have to reflow to get it to match properly. So I'm going to adjust the fraction a little bit so that, okay, so that we have a harder edge here, which will bring down and try to match this angle over here. So I'm going to grab this edge here and move it down. Okay, maybe these two edges here, and maybe this edge as well, so they can bring in and connect into this section here. And if we look at the reference again, you notice on top of this there is a curvature here, so we will definitely have to eventually detach this section here that forms this white area to form its own shape. So right now we will, okay, there's a good opportunity for us to cut an edge loop around here. So I'm going to insert one edge loop here, then using connect, select these two vertices, and then using connect to connect the components. We've got a 5-sided face here, so we definitely need to cut across here using the multi-cut tool. I'm going to go to level 2 so I can see where the vertices are located. And I'm going to slide this one down slightly, holding Control and Shift to slide this, and maybe this one slide it up here. Okay, so right now we have a multi-sided face over here. Okay, we will try to see whether we can reflow this. Okay, definitely we need to cut another edge loop here, so I'll just do one cut here, and then go to the vertex mode, so these two vertices, and connect them again. Shift right mouse click connect, and we are done with that. Okay, good. So right now I'm going to try to get the shape to follow these these references to be as close as possible before I start to separate them. So let's go to subdivision mode, and I'm gonna make this color material attributes. Go to select this, go to material attributes, and then right mouse click, go to material attributes again, and then make this transparent. And I'm going to select both objects, like this, the plug, the wire slot plug behind. Can't really select it now. Let me see what I can do. I'll select this one and hold on shift, select this one, and I can go over to vertex for both objects at the same time. This one as well, vertex selection. So this one of the good things about Maya is that I can select both objects in their vertex mode. I'm gonna select this group over here, this group over here. Then I turn on soft selection. Okay, for soft selection, I want to make sure it doesn't influence the parts over here. So I will go over to move, let's go to soft selection and disable, change the fall volume to surface, so that it will only affect areas that are connected rather than disconnected. So with this selected, now I can go over to my right view, and then I can move this down. Okay, the influence is not strong enough. I'm gonna hold on to B and then increase the influence, and just gonna bring this down until I get the rest of the shape to match like that. Okay, I think I might have brought this thing down a bit too much. Okay, we'll work with this for now. Can we do that because I have distorted this section a bit too much? Okay, I'll increase the influence of the soft selection, holding down the B, and mid mouse click, drag a bit more, and then bring this down slightly. Okay, I think the influence is not strong enough. I'm going to increase the number of this selection, so hopefully this time I will not distort the shape too much. Okay, good. I think this is better. Now we're going to switch to this one. Select these group of vertices, the soft selection on, and then just move this now. Here. Alright, I think this open edge here, I need to create another extension of the edge here. Let me just isolate this object and extend the open gap here so that you're going deeper. Okay, I selected this fold now, so I'll just extrude out another section like that, so that use scale to flatten this. So I get for create sort of like a gap for the other component to slot in. Okay, move this up a little bit. Okay, so now I can move these inwards. Okay, you can use your cursor to switch to the next cursor, right, to move them along. Alright, so you notice this area is very flat, so I will go to extrude or create an edge loop around the area. Let me go and solidify my transparency. So basically I'm just going to select the faces over here that are supposed to be placed flat on the ground. Okay, you can select this face and then holding down the control and shift rather, double click, and then this entire face will be selected. I'm going to use scale to try to flatten it first. Let's go to the right view. And because of the scale is being rotated, so I'm going to rotate it back a little bit, and then from these faces I'm going to just extrude one section out, and then this will form a flat base, flat surface for the iron. You can see right now this one is relatively flat. Alright, from this point onwards we can think about trying to detach it from the rest of the. We will detach this section that forms the white section here. Okay, so let's determine where that section is based on these topology lines here. So let me just clear the history first, and also let me just add in another save. So roughly around here, and then you can see there's a very nice curve that goes around here. So if I go to level 1, okay, let me just move my vertices to make it a little bit more streamlined or smooth. So I'll probably select this face. So these are the faces that I will detach to form the white portion, maybe including this section here. Alright, so let me go back to subdivision mode. And let's determine whether we can slide this down so that we can form this curved section later on. Okay, so I'm going to try to detach this so that it forms the separate component. So I'm going to use shift right mouse click and use the duplicate face, and we can select the original object and the separated object. Okay, let me just so now we have this separated piece and the main piece here. So this separated piece, we're going to call this the white panel, and this one is the main handle. Alright, so I'm going to isolate just the main handle, and I'm going to delete away the face that we selected earlier on. So we're going to use the tab key and paint select those faces that we removed earlier or we selected earlier on. I believe it's this face. Yep. Yep, looks correct. So I'll delete this, and we should have this the blue handle section area and then the white section area now separated. So but we subdivide them, they should connect properly. And in fact, it's a good opportunity for me to assign it with a new color. So let's give it a different color so that we can see where it belongs. And from the top view, you can see that this section here, it extends outwards to this round area here. Let's go to the top view and view this. I need to go and change the transparency a bit. So from here you can see the white area here extends all the way to around this area. Okay, so we might have to delete away the faces, and we'll see where this white area actually extends. Okay, so this one looks interesting, so I'll have to look at the reference again. Yeah, so this part here is relatively flat. Okay, it's quite flat, and there's a hard corner over here. So let's look at the top view again. Okay, so I'll select these vertices and using soft selection and spread them apart until it forms this white area, like so. I use my arrow key to select the vertices below. Okay, I need to select these group as well. Okay, so you see the white area extends all the way here, so our reference is pretty much there, but right now we have to fix this area here. So I'm going to switch back to turn off the soft selection, and we're going to spread this out a little bit. Again, I'm going to press number 2 so I can see where are the non-subdivided lines. And these can bring it down vertically here. At least now I've got the area where the white section is supposed to be in the correct position. Okay, we can use the sliding tool to slide it back. Okay, these two as well. We'll slide this back here. Let's slide this back slightly. Just spread them out. Okay, you do not want to have too many of the vertices bunched up together. Okay, good. So now we have this flat section, and we need to extend this this part, which is supposed to be this white section here, to extend it out until it reaches to this section. Let's go to the top view and check that the shape matches, and then this one we can move it back here. And cool. Alright, we got the this section to be hard edge later like this, we will definitely have to insert a bunch of edge loops, right, to make it look harder. But let's focus our attention here. Select this edge and all the way to this edge here, holding on the shift, double click, and we're going to extend out another loop, another face, right, to connect over here. So press Ctrl E to extrude out the faces. So now we have the extra face here like that, and we can pull out the edges until it matches the sides here. So for this, we can actually use the vertex snap. Okay, but for this we have to use level 1. And if you hold on to V, we can snap it to this vertex, and then this one should be snapped to that vertex. Okay, we're gonna go to level 1 for all the parts here. So this vertex, holding down the V, and then moving, snap it here, holding down the V, snap this one here. This one should go here, so hold on the V and snap here. This one holding down the V and snap it to here. And as for this vertex, you're going to end up as a triangular face. Okay, so I will be merging these two together. So we'll just keep it as a triangular face for now and merge it. Right, so if I press number 3 here, and then it should, yeah, should merge nicely. Okay, so you can see over here, this area here is a very tight and hard edge. So if we take a look from the top here, and even from the reference, you can see that there's a very tight edge that runs across here. So it starts from basically this edge here. So I will select this edge, and then I'll just apply a bevel, or I can apply a crease, and then a middle mouse click, and then it will crease in until, but the crease doesn't look very nice. Okay, so I'll probably just use a bevel. Okay, let me undo that. Seems that bevel doesn't want to work here. Alright, bevel doesn't work, so I will have to manually insert an edge loop. So I will insert one edge loop that is very close to the edge here, like that. And maybe even try to move the edge loops until they are close to each other. I'm going to use slide edge tool, and try to slide them until they are as close to each other as possible. But I can see that I'm still not getting that hard edge that I need, so I'll probably need to insert one more edge loop here. Middle mouse click, and there you go. So we have a hard edge that is coming from the edge over here, just like that. And then after that, I can probably add the lever that is controlling the switch here. Alright, and as for this section here, probably have to change this into a either I bevel this or make this into a triangle. So let me just select this vertex here, and let's delete this so it becomes a triangular face. And actually this is actually what we want. We want it to have this rounded look over here. And then for this, okay, let me go to level 1 and see what it looks like. Bring this down here and see how it will look like. And let's see if I subdivide this. Okay, it's pretty close. Okay, pretty close to what we want, and that's good. So leave it at that. Okay, let me change the material attributes, make them less transparent. Alright, so let me just refine this area here. We definitely need to have it much sharper here, so what we need to do, we need to go to level 1. Let's try to cut one edge here like that, and then another one here just like this. Okay, if I subdivide this, okay, let me undo that, that doesn't look very good. Okay, I will make this one edge over here. Connect this vertex to this vertex. Okay, so now everything is okay. I want to convert this into a 4-sided face. I'm gonna control delete this. Okay, so the edge we have to keep this edge here tight, right? And alright, so now I need to do a bit of tweaking here. See that this here is kind of parallel. So I'll have to grab the vertices here. Okay, for this one, I definitely have to select both of them and switch them both to vertices at the same time. Then I can move both the models at the same time. So the handles here appear to be quite, the lines are quite parallel based on what I see over here. You can see here the lines here are quite parallel to each other. So I will move the sides until they are roughly the same. Right, so this is just a fine tuning on my part here. So how long have I recorded? It's 22 minutes. Okay, let's see what other parts can we fine tune here. In this part here looks good. Maybe perhaps the bottom of the hot plate here. I just want to extrude one section here so it covers here, and it doesn't look like there's a gap that is between this skirt and the hot plate itself. So I'm going to select hot plate, and I'm going to isolate select, and basically just going to select the inner portions here and then just extrude out another section. So go over to the face selection mode, select these faces, okay, and extrude out. Okay, but I have to extrude in a certain direction. So holding down the shift, I'm going to extrude out one tiny section first. Okay, let me just undo that. Okay, I'm going to press Control E so that now I have one section that extruded. Okay, and then I will select the face again, then press Control E, and then I can pull out another section. Press Control E again, and you can see now it becomes much more solid. And then this, I'm going to press Shift full stop to increase selection. Then go to side view, right view, and then just move this down slightly. So now I've just taken up the hot plate a little bit. Alright, with that done, actually technically I can remove these. These are not going to be seen, so I can delete away all this. Alright, and can get off isolate select. Alright, so it seems that hopefully I brought this section up a little bit too, extruded a little bit too much. So I can select this face, double click this, and use scale, and then maybe scale it inwards like that. Yeah, so it's not so obvious. Okay, cool. So I got this section done, I got this section done, widen the nose area here. If I take a look, okay, I'm going to tweak the tail section here because on the reference it seems that the bottom of the hot plate is tapering inwards like this. Okay, I'm trying to get it to match this shape. I'm temporarily going to hide the reference, and then I'll pull out my photo reference here. So you can see here that it actually tapers inwards quite a bit. So again, I'm going to use the technique of selecting both the skirt and the hot plate, and then right mouse click and go to vertex mode for both, and then using selecting these group of vertices here, then using soft selection with a certain range, and then we're trying to move this inward so that it matches the general shape of the reference here. So maybe I can push forward a bit, increase the area influence, and push it in some more, and just check the reference. it's not exactly the same, but at least we are getting close. Okay, this area here is a little bit more linear, so I'm going to grab this entire section and push it inwards. Okay, now the range is too much. I'm going to reduce the influence. Yeah, roughly like that. Okay. And now this part here is not linked to this, so I'm going to use the snapping tool to try to get it, and just manually adjust this. Just manually adjust this to cover the gap again. Just make sure that I'm grabbing the correct arrows. Okay, we can use the snapping tool and hopefully we can snap to this vertex here, yeah. So it still looks a bit off. Okay, so I'll manually move this out myself. Okay, because in level 1, this is what the both objects will look like. And right now there's the number of subdivisions is just different. So one way we can get around that is that we can insert one edge loop below here to match the same number of edge loops on top. So let's try that. I'm going to insert one edge loop here in the middle. And then we are going to use the snapping tool to snap to this vertex. This one, snap to this vertex here, holding on to V, and holding on to V, we're going to snap to this one. Holding on to V, snap to this one. We can add one more edge loop here. Maybe we put it in the center here. Then go to the edge. Then use slide. Then select this, holding on to V, and then snap it here. This one's going to snap it here. This one's snapping above here. Yeah. Alright, so that we should have the continuous flow right now. And the gap should be covered. Yeah, most of it at least. Yeah, much better. Okay, only issue right now is the bottom hot plate, but the hot plate itself actually is separate from the skirt, so we don't have to be worried about that too much. Okay, good. So let me unhide my reference and let's do some cleanup. And also save another instance, increment and save, delete away the history for all the parts, delete history, okay, and this one as well, delete away the history, hot plate, skirt, delete away history, handle, okay, history deleted. Alright, good. So now let's clean up our outline a bit. So the item plate, middle mouse click and drag out the this one I'll call it the white skirt. section. Okay, this one I need to delete with history as well. And now we're just left with empty groups, which we should be able to safely delete. So I'm going to delete this. And increment and save again. Okay, so I'm going to stop the recording on the video at this state, and we will continue to refine this model in part 4.